So as Houston Realtors, we get asked all the time, what are some of the best things you can do in Houston? What are the best things about Houston? Well, today we're gonna bring you our top 7 favorite things about living in the greater Houston area. Let's get started. Hey everyone, I'm Amber Moore.
And I'm Bret Wallace.
And we're your Houston Local Guide. Okay, so we're so excited about bringing you our top 7 best things about Houston. We are native Houstonians, so we can gush about this great city, right, Bret?
Right. And so today, please, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel.
Yeah.
Hit the notification bell, and our email and phone number on here, of course. So anytime you want to reach out, anything related to Houston, hit us up.
Yeah,
24/7.
Yeah, save us as your favorite contact while you're there. Okay, so let's get going, Bret, with number 1. Okay, so we got to gush about the people here, right? Southern hospitality all day long. Some of the nicest people in the world live here in the greater Houston area.
Yeah, I think when you reside in Houston, you have to sign a city ordinance that you'll say ma'am, y'all, and be nice to the dogs next door when you're shooting videos. You know, you don't want to shoot anybody like they're shooting animals.
Yeah, you hear a lot of bless your hearts. People kind of pick on me sometimes when I travel. They're like, oh, you must be from the South. I'm like, yes, I am proud to be from H-Town, that's for sure.
Yeah, and also, you know, it's a Southern tradition, but bringing over baked dishes or any kind of food with foil over the top in your ceramic bowls or no, your Pyrex or any of your kitchen, you know, kitchen.
Oh yeah, when I moved into my house, people were bringing over dishes. I think everybody has my front door code, honestly, on my street. But anyway, the other thing you'll notice is that whenever there's major things that happen here in Houston, remember hashtag Houston Strong became really popular. I mean, Houstonians just come out for one another. We're a strong, great community, and we're so proud to call this place our home. So number 2, we gotta talk about the food. Often Houston is referred to as the culinary capital of the South.
Atlanta ain't the South. You know, that's a Pimp C reference, UGK. You know, when he went to Atlanta on a radio station, that's what he said. He's like, Atlanta ain't the South. You in the Eastern time zone. Anyway, go ahead. Get back to real stuff.
Yeah, okay, let's do that, Bret. So,
had to do it.
Whatever cuisine you're craving or you could possibly think of, you're going to find here in Houston, right, Bret? You can find anything from, I mean, Italian to French to South African, Japanese, Vietnamese. I mean, anything you want.
Seafood's huge here too.
Yeah, Tex-Mex, barbecue. Okay, guys, come on. Now, we're going to have to eat lunch after this, Bret.
Yeah, give you iodine poisoning. Reference too. Go ahead.
Absolutely. So we have everything, of course, from food trucks, casual dining, quick serve, fine dining. We've eaten at some amazing restaurants. If there's one thing our parents did, we ate some amazing food growing up here, right in the greater
Definitely.
Houston area. We also have to mention Houston Restaurant Weeks. This starts usually around the August timeframe. This has been happening since 2003. Some of the best and finest restaurants in the greater Houston area come out to support the Houston Food Bank. They typically have a predefined meal, you know, at a certain flat rate. You can try a whole bunch of great food. And the greatest thing is that a lot of the proceeds then are turned around and given to a great charity like the Houston Food Bank.
And I know that's very near and dear to your heart.
Absolutely.
At all the open houses, Amber hosts, she always does canned food.
Yes.
And asks people to bring stuff, and we donate to the Houston Food Bank. So that's just an awesome thing. You get to eat great and help a great cause.
Yes.
And sample a great menu. You know, it's just awesome.
Absolutely. And over the years, restaurants have donated millions of dollars to the Houston Food Bank. So yeah, when you get here, you definitely want to check it out. Okay.
Yeah,
so,
one of what's the show? The Billionaires Buyer Club.
Yeah.
So Tillman Fertitta, world famous, the head of his empires down here, the Landry's Corporation. Yep. I mean, they have Mastro's, all the Landry's foods that he owns. So much, even the more casual stuff, Saltgrass. You can get a great steak for $25, $30 at Saltgrass.
Yep.
You don't have to pay $70 or $80 and start getting the Wagyu and the A5 and all that stuff.
Nothing wrong with that either.
You can. There's that here too. But you know, whether it's casual, like you said, or fine, you're going to be eating great down here.
Oh yeah. Okay, so number 3, arts. We got to give props. We have an incredible museum district here. What would you say your favorite museum is here, Bret?
Without question, the Museum of Natural Science.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And because, you know, school was boring growing up, you know, who can't say that? So that was like the one day of the year when like, this field trip day, and you're like, yeah. So we got to see dinosaur bones and all that stuff. But the Museum of Natural Science is awesome. And then of course, pack your sack lunch. And then there's the hill at Herman Park. You roll down, and then you're itchy the rest of the day. Doesn't have much to do with art, just reminiscing here, but yeah, that's about as much art as you're going to get out of me. So Amber, take it back.
Yeah, we have 19 museums in total in the museum district and over 150 in the greater Houston area, so lots to choose from. In fact, Bret, I drug you to a very specific museum back when I was in college. Tell everybody what that was.
It was a museum of funerals or something? Yeah, I was like 19. And she's like, hey, can you come to this? It's U of H. So I was like expecting girls and cool kids and stuff.
Not
when I was
so
in
much.
high school, and she drags me to a funeral museum on an all-day Saturday.
Hey,
It was cool.
Something here for everyone, okay?
And number 4, can't have a video about all the great things in Houston without mentioning the Texas Medical Center.
Oh, that's right. So if you don't know, the Texas Medical Center here is the largest medical center in the world. It sees approximately, I would say 10 million patients a year, performs about 180,000 surgeries, and approximately 750,000 ER visits. I think, Bret, between our family right now and our kids and our parents, we're keeping the medical center busy almost full time.
Oh, man, just 2 years, I had 2 knee surgeries. Oh man, a lumbotomy.
That explains a lot.
Yeah, I keep these people busy. So, we're going in tomorrow for a little thing on my son. But yeah, it's just great having the access to the Texas Medical Center. It's phenomenal. You can find every specialist, every different kind of imaginable medical need will be catered to if you're down here.
Absolutely, and it keeps growing and growing and growing. We mentioned this in another video, but there's actually right now about $3 billion worth of construction projects underway. So I'm telling you, if you're watching this and you're somewhere else in the world and you need medical attention, I'm telling you, get to Houston ASAP. It's the best place you could possibly be for healthcare. So number 5, the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo.
Cut.
What was wrong with that?
I just always wanted to say that. We're in these chairs. Quiet on the set.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so the first livestock show and rodeo actually began in 1932. So this is a Houston tradition that we have all come to love.
Absolutely. There's nothing like the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo.
Yeah. Every
Christmas, every January, it's something we look forward to.
Yep.
It usually occurs March. This year it's pushed back a little to May, but we're just so happy to be back on schedule with all the activities and the festivities. It's Houston. Yeah.
It is. So what are some of the things that people can expect at the rodeo?
Well, the rodeo, if you like bronc riding, barrel racing,
Yep.
all that stuff, even they have a lot of sponsors to do the chariot racing around the barrels.
Yep.
All the cool rodeo stuff, but there's nothing like seeing a 2,000-pound bull, and they're in that look, and you're sitting there and the guy gets set on them, your heart starts racing. It is at NRG Stadium where
Yep.
the Texans play. So we're talking 72,000 seats, and almost all of them are filled. And the bronc riding, the bull riding, bronc riding, it takes the cake for me. It's exciting. It's literally like you're nervous, and it's cool. The clowns, of course, the kids love seeing them round up the round.
And we can't forget the food, Bret. The barbecue cook-off is legendary.
I don't think we ever have to worry about forgetting the food.
Oh, yeah, we've already covered that, but now in a different way. There's also wine out there, the carnival, can't forget the carnival, all the rides, and we got to get our funnel cake. See, I got to keep tying food in.
Yeah, turkey legs.
Oh,
but yeah, the cook-off, like Amber mentioned, I don't know how many booths or tents there are. We have Jack Daniels, Crown Royal. You have so many sponsors, corporate sponsors, oil and gas sponsors that have, they spare no expense, and we're talking like Ronnie Killens. We have some of the best barbecue people in the world here, and it is like the cook-off to me. That's like its own separate event, but it's the rodeo, right?
Exactly.
It's the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo, cook-off weekend, Thursday through Sunday. Try to go every day.
I can't cut them off. Okay, and we also got to talk about the music here. Okay, who are some of the performers that you've seen?
Oh wow, I don't know where to start. ZZ Top was probably the last one I saw, and they're a local favorite. The drummer, good friends of the Suns. They're from here. Frank Beard. But yeah, that was an awesome. I've actually seen Kenny Chesney here in concert.
Yep.
Always gives a great show. Chris Collins, I saw him once. And then so then there's there also sometimes is R&B night or Tejano night. So
yeah, I actually saw the Black Eyed Peas here. Seen George Strait, Keith Urban. Anybody who's a who's who in the music industry
Zach Brown
comes here.
Seen him?
There you go.
Got him, Zach Brown Band. Awesome.
So if you've never been and you're watching this, make a point, mark your calendar. You're not going to want to miss it, okay? Number 6, the Space Center, NASA, we can't forget about that, right? I actually had a friend of mine that moved all the way down to Houston just because he's like an aerospace fanatic. And I was like, well, this is the place for you. You can go tour NASA anytime.
Yeah, I mean, it's no coincidence that the WNBA team here is the Comets.
Right.
The NBA team, the Houston Rockets, you know, so I mean, it's very space centric, and it is on the outskirts of the southeast, you know, Clear Lake area going towards Galveston on 45. It's a few minutes away, and that was another thing. I keep bringing up field trips in junior high and
we
anyway,
went together,
but that was, going to NASA to the Johnson building. Oh, it was so awesome as a kid, and just seeing the history that our city has brought the world. To be honest. So it was started in 1961.
That's
I think with an initial expenditure of $1.5 billion. And it's a 1,700 acre complex rolling, you know, buildings, and it's a huge facility. Thinking about it now, $1.5 billion is like a pittance with the government's budget these days. But back then that was a lot, and they've definitely put a lot into it since.
Yeah,
but,
it's a must see.
Even growing up, Apollo 13, you know, it's an epic movie for our generation. But yeah, it's amazing going out there, and it's crazy.
Yeah, we love it. We encourage you to go visit. Number seven. We got to talk about diversity. So I've traveled to a lot of places in my life, been up north. I'm not going to say which city. I loved it. Beautiful environment, great weather, all of that. I started looking around, Bret. It was so homogenous. I was like, get me back home, please. I need some culture in my life. And you're definitely gonna find that here in Houston.
Yeah, definitely. As far as cuisine and culture, I'm just kidding. We're not going back to food, but you can tell a lot about you know how diverse the city is by all the different food.
This is true.
Yeah, but there are multiple places throughout Houston. There is like where Bellway 8, Bel Air, all the areas on the side, Chinatown. Just amazing. So much character, so much culture in those areas, and even off of Harwin, other areas, there's little Ethiopia, there's little, I mean, you have little pockets throughout the community. Not to say that everyone stays in their pockets and, it's real segregated, but there are, you will see signs like it was Korean, or Chinese lettering on some of the street signs in some areas. It's just, it's a place where everybody can feel comfortable and interact with each other and learn about each other, the best things about each other's cultures, and we love bringing that to share with people. And on the outskirts of Houston, the southwest side is Fort Bend County, and that's where I spend a lot of my time selling homes. Amber's a little bit more in the city, a little further north. But Fort Bend County is year in, year out, either number one or number two, the most diverse county in the United States of America. So all my clients and all my buyers, and they love the fact that they can take their children and go to one of the, utilize one of the schools here, and know that they're going to get a very well versed and kind of they're going to be exposed to a lot of different things, and not just one or two or three.
Exactly.
It's going to be a true melting pot, and it just adds so much. Not flavor, but you know what I'm saying. It just adds so much more character and culture to our town.
1 out of 4 Houstonians, I just read this, are actually foreign born, which is incredible. And one of the things I love doing is going to the gallery or even like an IKEA. You hear so many different languages around you. It's and you can just go up to be like, hey, where are you from? And it's just a natural way to start a great conversation. And again, we already talked about at the beginning of this video, people here are just so friendly. You get to know your neighbor, get to learn about other cultures. And that's just one of the wonderful reasons we love living here.
Yeah, and being an international city, we have a lot of international business and commerce. Yeah. Oil and gas is not as big a percentage of the economy in Houston as it once was in the 70s and 80s is kind of what I'm thinking. But still, it's a huge presence. And we have a lot of people from Europe, Africa, from the Middle East.
Yep.
And just a lot of Houston is the hub of oil and gas, and then the ship channel, all the jobs, and it's just the refineries. You have a lot of international people, and that's, the jobs bring people here too. So that's a lot of the reason that it's a magnet for so many different, wonderful cultures and nationalities.
Absolutely. We love our home. We wouldn't want to live anywhere else. And speaking of that, we love to help people find their perfect dream home here. And that's what we're all about. We hope you've liked this video. If you haven't already, please like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. And again, don't forget our email and our phone number is listed below. Please reach out to us anytime. We'd love to talk with you. We'd love to work with you. See you next week.